Hello and welcome to BQ Prime. A very good morning to all the viewers. I am Heeral Datia. Clearly, if you see in terms of where markets are concerned, we are seeing a lot of stock-specific action in trade today. So it's an interesting session that we have been witnessing. A lot of movers and shakers that are in focus. Joining us on the show is Vikas Sethi to discuss more in terms of the stocks which are moving. Vikas, good morning and welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning, Hiral.
Because let's start with a few of the names from Nifty 50 itself. NTPC, a 3.5% up move coming in on that counter. The stock has been seeing smart gains as well since Friday. Again, it reported numbers. What's your view?
Now, again, a great company, and over the last few days, we've seen a smart rally in the stock, and it had reported excellent set of numbers for this quarter. And plus, their focus on renewable energy, I think it's become a darling of our markets these days. And although it's gone up over the last few days, I still expect this to do well over the next, say, few days and months. So, my advice to investors would be to continue to hold on to the stock, and can even the investors can even look for opportunities on declines to be buying into this stock.
Right. So that's with regards to where NTPC goes. The other one, which is moving in trade today, is a power grid, a complete opposite reaction, 5% downtake. The company has reported numbers as well. What would you advise investors to do with a power grid?
Now, again, as you rightly pointed out, the results were a bit dissatisfactory. They had been lower than market estimates, and plus the bonus which the company also declared in the ratio of 1:3 was also not liked much by the market. Although at the current valuation, the stock doesn't look bad either. After the correction, I think it remains a hold even post the subdued numbers which it reported. There's a good dividend yield of close to 5-6%. Valuations look attractive. So I think, and it's in the right kind of sector. So I still remain bullish on the stock, although in the short term, it may not perform post the disappointing set of numbers which it reported. But for long-term investors, it's a clear hold.
Okay. Moving on, you have a Maruti Suzuki which reported numbers. Along with that, an interesting announcement with regards to Suzuki taking over the manufacturing, Maruti Suzuki trading, taking over the manufacturing plant, which is owned by the parent. What would this actually mean, Vikas, firstly, in terms of business?
Again, first of all, as far as Maruti is concerned, it's a great company. It's in the right sector, and with the kind of focus which the company has now on electric vehicles through their launch of new SUVs. The stock was looking good, although the results which the company reported were a bit disappointing. And the news that they would buy the plants owned by from Suzuki, their parent, which markets were expecting the reverse actually. Suzuki pumping in funds into the Indian subsidiary. So I think that has been taken as a bit of negative by the market. The stock is subdued today, but then I think it's again a great company to own from a long-term perspective. So my advice to investors would be to continue to hold on to the stock.
Right. DLF is another one where we did see a block deal happen on a DLF in today's session. What's your view on a DLF?
No, again, it's a very good company. The stock has been doing well, and I'm particularly bullish on the real estate space. And within the space, this is the market leader. Plus, the changes which the company has done over the past few quarters are really pretty positive for the stock as a whole. The company also reported its numbers recently. The numbers were in line with market estimates. The stock corrected post the numbers, but then it's recovered since then. And today's block deal, I think once this overhang is over of the promoters offloading some stake of theirs, I think the stock would do well. I'm bullish on the sector, and within the sector, DLF remains to be a preferred bet. So my advice to investors would be to continue to hold and also look for opportunities in case of substantial decline to accumulate this stock.
Right. Because how are you looking at an SBI? The company, the bank has raised 10,000 crores through infra bond issue. Overall, if you see in terms of SBI, stock price performance as well, it's trading well above the 600 level. And if you see, again, from a YTD basis, it's been a slightly volatile, right? In the last 1 year, I mean, 15 to 16% is the kind of up move that we've seen. That range has been in the last 1 year between 499 to 629. At current levels, do you think it's still a good investment opportunity with regards to SBI?
Yeah, Hirul, I like this stock and would recommend buying into this stock even at the current levels. The results for this quarter are still awaited. But looking at the numbers which have been reported by the smaller sized PSU banks and the larger private banks, I think this stock should report a pretty good set of numbers for this quarter. And I continue to remain bullish on the entire banking NBFC sector and within the banking space. From the PSU banking space, if one were to invest in one stock, I think that would be State Bank of India. The stock has done well of late, but then I think there's a lot of steam left. And I think in anticipation of good results, we should be looking at buying into the stock at the current levels.
Right. So that's with regards to where SBI goes. Moving on, Petronet LNG reported numbers. What would your view be with the Petronet LNG, Vikas?
Again, a strong set of numbers for this quarter. The stock has done well. It's close to its 52-week highs. It trades at reasonable valuations. The dividend yield is also good, close to around 4.5%. I think one should remain invested in Petronet LNG and look for wait for some substantial gains over the next few months or so. So my advice to investors would be to hold on to Petronet LNG at the current levels.
Right. Moving on, railway counters have been in focus. RVNL is another one. Today, the stock is still seeing gains of around 8 tenths to 9 tenths of a percent. What's your view in terms of where Rail Vikas Nigam goes? Because clearly it was a stock which was probably at 19, has moved up to levels of 126, and it's almost a multi-bagger now. Everyone's talking about the stock moving to levels of 200, 250. They've secured an order as well recently, but little over 1,000 odd crores for a new BG railway line of HORC project. What's your view?
No, again, a great company. The stock has done really well over the last year or so. It's really been a multi-bagger. It's given substantial returns to its investors. It touched a high of close to 145, 115. From there, it's corrected. The government, having announced their OFS, which has been successfully done, is now over, and I think the stock should start moving up. Today, again, it's in the news because of having got a good order, which keeps coming every few days. We see RVNL getting some orders, and with the kind of focus which the government has on the railways, the kind of allocation which it has increased for the sector, I think this stock would do well. And my advice to investors would be to try to buy this stock at the current levels. The pressure on the stock recently was because of the OFS, which was there with the government, and plus they have a joint venture with a Russian company, and this consortium bagged some orders for Vande Bharat trains. And I think there is some problem as far as that JV is concerned, or that consortium is concerned. So I think these things are now over, and the stock should do well from here. So my advice to investors would be to try buying into this stock at the current levels.
Right, so that's with regards to where RVNL goes. Thank you, Vikas, so much for sharing your views on the names that we've discussed so far. So a lot of movers and shakers in trade today. The trade overall, though, seems to be slightly somber as we speak. That's all that we have on this session. Thanks for watching, and lots more lined up on the other side. Please stay tuned to BQ Prime. You will hear the management of Anupam Rasayan soon.